Hey, this is Sarah Peterson. Thanks for joining me for this episode of MLM Marketing Explosion. Do you know who your audience is and who you're trying to sell to?
How are network marketers like us supposed to rank, advance, and build a downline without begging our friends and family or having supermodel good looks? My mind was blown when I realized that the top network marketers aren't calling their friends and families to invite them to lame hotel meetings and in-home meetings. I've spent the last 2 years learning from and dissecting the system that top earners in the industry use. Follow me on the journey as I continue to learn and implement the top marketing tips and strategies to grow my downline. This is Sarah Peterson, and you're listening to MLM Marketing Explosion.
When I got started in MLM, I was told that I would not be selling anything. Does that sound familiar to any of you? I was just going to be sharing information. Now, that's all fine and dandy on the outset, but if you don't know that you're selling something to somebody, then you're not going to run a business because you're not going to learn the skills that are necessary to sell anything, and so your business is going to go nowhere. So that was the first thing that I had to get out of the way, was that I had to recognize that it was okay to be a salesperson and that I did, in fact, sell all the time. So the next hurdle that I had to overcome was that I thought everybody was the perfect candidate and the perfect fit for my opportunity, right? So, it was who could use your product? Well, everybody on the planet. Dogs could use it. Horses could use it. People can use it. There is nobody on this entire planet that does not need and would not benefit from my opportunity and from my product. So I was talking to everybody, right? Everybody was my ideal candidate. So I didn't care how old you were. I didn't care how young you were. I didn't care what your gender was. I didn't care where you worked. I didn't care what educational background you had. Now that still holds true today, right? There are no boundaries. However, I cannot market effectively if I do not know who I am marketing to. Does that make sense? So when I try to appeal to absolutely everybody on the planet, I don't appeal to anybody. My message falls short because when I talk to a college kid, their needs and their wants and their desires are going to be vastly different than if I talk to somebody that's reaching retirement age, right? Every one of their needs is going to be different. And that goes along with everybody that you talk to, right? So one person might be really attracted to this product. Another person might be really attracted to another product. And the way that I approach the sale is going to be totally different. So I've got to know who my perfect prospect is. Not only that, but I was finding out that there were people on my team and in my downline that I wasn't sure that I wanted to work with, right? Just because somebody says yes to you does not mean that they're going to be somebody that you want to work with or that you should work with. A thought that's been around in my company for forever is that we've got a really special culture, and they're like, why would we invite creeps in? If you don't want to work with them, you don't want to be with them, the last thing you want is them and your team and your downline. And there is so much truth in that, because it's not like you're just going to sign them up and they're just going to disappear. No, you're going to have to train them. They're going to be at company events with you. They're going to be winning these bonus trips with you. They're going to be at the trainings with you. You're going to see this person everywhere. So if it's not somebody that you like, you don't want them on your team. You just don't. It's not worth it. So one of the greatest marketing terms, and the best way to describe it, is if you want to make money, sell somebody what they want. If you want to make more money, sell them more of what they want, right? And that goes back to problem solving. People have problems, and if you can offer that solution, then they're going to buy it from you. They're going to join your downline. They're going to buy your products. And if you want to sell more, solve more problems. The only way that you can know what somebody's problems are to find out who you want to target, right? If you try to target to everybody, it becomes muddled. It becomes confusing. I'm not sure anymore if you're talking to me or if you're talking to somebody else. So I want you to sit down today and I want you to make an actual list of who your ideal target is. Now, I didn't do this for forever. I was teaching people to do it and I wasn't doing it myself, because in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, well, that's ridiculous. Why would I want to lessen my names list, so to speak? I mean, I've been taught and ingrained that you just need a bigger names list, more names, more names, more names, more leads, more names, more leads. But I wasn't taught how to identify who it really should be. So all of a sudden this idea gets introduced then I want to actually narrow down my ideal client or my ideal target list, right? And that's what I began teaching. But I didn't actually practice it for a couple of months because in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, this is ludicrous. If I cut down my names list, then all of a sudden I'm cutting out whole sections of the population that could benefit from my products, that could benefit from joining my team. And at the time, I was just desperate to have team members. I would take anybody, right? I wasn't really that worried about it. And that was the wrong attitude to have because, first of all, it changes my message. I come across as desperate. I come across as needy. I'll take anybody. I don't care. Just join now. I'll pay for you to join, right? It's a very different feeling than when you're in control and you're looking at people and going, I don't think you're the right fit. Let's find another opportunity for you. This is not the right fit for you, right? And all of a sudden, when you actually target in who that right fit is, you can craft the right message, right? So, what does that person look like? Where do they live? How much money do they make each year? What gender are they? What kind of activities do they like to do? What do they do for fun on the weekend? Where do they work? Do they have kids? Are they single? Are they married? Are they older? Are they younger? The more precise you can get with those details, the more honed in you can come up with their needs, right? Because when I can identify somebody else's needs and their wants and explain their problems better than they can, all of a sudden I'm an expert. Not only am I an expert, but I'm someone now that can solve that problem for them, right? But if you're all over the place offering problem solutions, offering solutions for all these different problems, it just becomes confusing. Not only that, but when I'm all over the place, I can't correctly identify what somebody's needs are. So the next logical question is, okay, Sarah, I figured out who my ideal person is that I want to work with, right? This is who the person is, but I'm still a little bit clear on maybe what their problems are, maybe what they need solutions for. The perfect place to get answers for that is by going in and looking at groups. So go on to Facebook, find groups that are targeted for that avatar. That's a fancy name for your perfect prospect. Go into some of these groups where people are talking. What are they talking about? What are the issues that they're confronted with on a regular basis? What kind of things are they searching for answers for? Now, lots of times, it's not even going to be related to your opportunity. It may not be related to your product, but as you get in there and you start interacting and you start talking and you start creating more relationships, they'll come to you for answers about other things that you maybe didn't even know they were worried about. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be the person that just gives. Give and give and give and give a little bit more. Become a major problem solver. Now, I know that also sounds a little bit backwards. I remember when I first started learning about that whole concept, I was thinking, well, wait a second. I've invested so much time learning how to grow social media. I've invested so much time learning how to grow an MLM. That just seems a little bit backwards. How does that work? But trust me on this one. Go in, figure out people's problems and solve them. For nothing. You're not looking for, a paycheck from that. You're not looking for some magical anything to happen. You're just giving because you can. And watch what happens when you do. Thanks for watching today. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.
Are you tired of bugging your family and friends and bumping into the same people all over social media trying to pitch your opportunity? If so, grab your team members and go to www.marketingexplosion.org and pick up your free copy of MLM Momentum. It's going to teach you how to get people coming to you and applying for your opportunity. It's also going to teach you how to get paid for prospecting. See you soon.